Good evening. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome you to the 27th Annual Harford County Public Schools Teacher of the Year celebration. I'm Jillian Lader, Manager of Communications for Harford County Public Schools, and I am pleased to serve as your MC for this celebration. Tonight, we will shine the spotlight on 5 outstanding teachers, and we'll be announcing the 2021 Harford County Public Schools Teacher of the Year. You will have the opportunity to look through the eyes of their students into the classrooms of our 5 honorees. We have received testimonies from students of each finalist, which will describe for you what makes her such a special teacher. These powerful testimonies have been described by former Teacher of the Year recipients as one of the best gifts they receive. Our finalists credit their success to the support they receive from their principals, nominators, colleagues, families, and friends. It is my pleasure to introduce our 5 Teacher of the Year finalists who are stellar representatives of the teaching community as well as their school communities. Kelly Ackley, Special Education Teacher at Southampton Middle School. Carrie Bauer, Mathematics Teacher at Aberdeen High School. Lauren Bird, First Grade Teacher at Hickory Elementary School. Kimberly Perowdy, Third Grade Teacher at Homestead Wakefield Elementary School. And Sarah Scholl, Media Specialist at Havity Grace Middle School. While we are not able to all be together in Havity Grace at the Bayou Restaurant this evening, we do still want to take a moment to thank Mr. Lou Ward, owner of the restaurant, who has been a great supporter of the Teacher of the Year celebration year after year. We hope to return next year. As the co-sponsor, Harco Credit Union continues to support Harford County Public Schools Teacher of the Year in many ways. We are excited to share that we will schedule a time for Kimberly Hyde, Senior Vice President of Sales and Service at Harco, to present each of our deserving finalists with a check for $1,200. The Bayou Restaurant and Harco Credit Union have been sponsors for many years and are an integral part in allowing us to continue the tradition of this amazing event in honor of Harford County's finest teachers. At this time, I would like to take a moment to extend gratitude to all our generous sponsors. Due to the generous financial donations of our sponsors, we were able to deliver dinner to each of our finalists and their families this evening. I look forward to sharing more about our amazing sponsors in a bit. First, let's hear about our Teacher of the Year judges. Our Teacher of the Year judges spent hours reading through each nomination packet and interviewing our top candidates. They did a remarkable job in selecting our finalists and ultimately the Teacher of the Year. Candidates participated in a grueling interview round with 6 panel judges. The interview portion of the process allows us to gauge the candidates on their knowledge of current trends in education, their ability to articulate a solid teaching philosophy, and the poise and professionalism necessary to serve as a spokesperson for Harford County Public Schools, as well as the teaching profession. It also prepares the finalists for the next phases of the competition at the state and national levels. Following the interview process, our 5 finalists were announced. In addition, at this time, I'd also like to thank 2 very important people whom without this event would not be what it is this evening. I want to give a huge thank you to Christina Paquette and Jay Behrens in the communications office. They have been doing so much work behind the scenes to make sure that this evening is extremely special for each finalist and for our system. And I want to give a big thank you to each of them for the time and effort that they've put into making this the event that it is. And now it is my distinct honor to introduce you to our featured speaker this evening. Our featured speaker is truly an inspiring educator. Someone who has impacted thousands of students. She's a talented, passionate, and dedicated teacher, and she sets high standards for her students, encouraging them to work harder and reach further. She is a role model for novice teachers, parents and guardians, and staff members at her own school, as well as across the county. I want to thank our reigning Teacher of the Year, Beth White, for sharing the following message with all of us this evening.
Good evening, everyone. I am honored to be speaking to you all tonight. Congratulations to the finalists who have shown that even in a pandemic, great teaching can be accomplished and love for your community can shine through. You are all incredible educators who stand for hundreds of others that can't be here this evening. In the last year, I think we have all come to have a better appreciation and understanding of the importance of teachers. We are not just employed to teach content. We're here to track growth, monitor progress, offer safe havens, and to help students engage and have fun while doing it. Teachers have continued to do that this year, and we have done so in an entirely new way. Our profession has been rerouted, and through that we have learned just how innovative and resilient we are. Tonight's finalists have demonstrated that their passion for educating is not confined to the walls of their classroom. And this year we learned we don't even need a classroom. Like many teachers, we hope to instill a love for learning that carries in many ways. These 5 teachers are doing just that. I have been so impressed with how teachers have improvised, created, collaborated, and shared with one another this year. The strategies shared in the digital teaching and learning newsletter are an example of that. This type of teamwork and camaraderie is unlike what I've ever seen before. No matter the grade level or the content area, teachers are learning from one another. How great that our students can be witness to that kind of learning and desire to improve our practice. As I said before, we are teaching much more than content. We are modeling behaviors for learning that our students will hopefully grab hold of and use to be lifelong learners themselves. A year ago, I could not have imagined where this pandemic would take us. We were all attempting a live Teams meeting for the first time, and I had never even taught a virtual lesson at that point. We have come such a long way. I remember my team and I being welcomed into our new roles, but we were so unsure of what those roles would look like in this new world. I laughed thinking about the 5 of us trying to make our first video. It was so fun to work together and to collaborate with one another, but we definitely had to redo that video like 3 or 4 times to make sure we were modeling proper safety precautions. It was all so new to us, both our roles as Teacher of the Year finalists and our roles in this global pandemic world that we were living in. Like us, you 5 will go on to have your own unique experiences. The 5 of you will learn from one another, grow together, and shine for HCPS. We are doing great things here in Harford County, and you are all incredible examples of that great work. Like you, I know the feeling of being recognized in a virtual ceremony rather than one with all the glitz and glamour. But I know that Jillian Lader, Christina Paquette, and the several sponsors tonight have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make this a special and memorable evening for you all. I wish you all the best in your new roles and thank you for all that you have done for our school community. Good night.
Thank you, Beth. Even though you will be handing over your crown this evening, you have joined an elite group of master educators and you will always be a Harford County Teacher of the Year. Thank you for sharing your story and talents with the rest of the state and for representing all Harford County teachers. Harford County Public Schools teachers are credited with preparing and inspiring our students to succeed by setting high expectations and actively engaging each student. The teachers we are honoring today and those who came before them are truly the stars of the teaching profession. You are now going to hear what makes this year's finalists so special, directly from the mouths of their students who have experienced their teaching methods firsthand.
It is my pleasure to introduce you to our 2021 Teacher of the Year finalists in alphabetical order. Our first finalist is Kelly Ackley, a special education teacher at Southampton Middle School. Kelly Ackley is a 12th year special education teacher for Harford County Public Schools. She has spent her career working with 7th and 8th grade students with a mission to develop advocacy, academic, and social skills. She is passionate that relationships are critical to student success. Mrs. Ackley earned her degree in elementary and special education from DeSale University in 2009 and her master's degree in adolescent literacy and technology from Walden University in 2014. She is a mentor to prospective educators, Southampton Middle School Service Learning Coordinator, and leader of the School Running Club. Mrs. Ackley was nominated by Assistant Principal Sarah Lombard. And now we will hear from student Natalie Lutz as she describes the incredible impact Mrs. Ackley has had in her life.
School has never been simple for me. Ever since I can remember, I struggled. As early as first grade, I couldn't keep up with the other kids. My teachers got frustrated easily. Some thought I was lazy, and some gave up. My mom fought to get me the help I needed, but no one listened until middle school when my mom was able to get me an IEP. When virtual schooling started in 7th grade, I was completely lost. The more lost I got, the less work I did. If a teacher would try to help me out, they would eventually get discouraged. I felt like no one was ever there to help me, and I didn't want to do the work with my parents because that would just make me so stressed and anxious. When 8th grade started and I heard it was going back to virtual schooling again, I cried. The pandemic has caused me so much emotional pain. I couldn't do this for 8th grade as well. I also wanted so badly to go to Hartford Tech for high school, but I knew my grades in virtual schooling would never make the cut. Then I met Miss Ackley, the kindest teacher I have ever had. Miss Ackley helped me believe in myself when no one else did. She never told me I was lazy. She told me I could do it. I could tell she cared deeply about me. She was tough, but she cared. That made such a difference for me throughout this year. When I didn't believe in myself, Miss Ackley did. When I fell behind, Miss Ackley helped me get caught up. When I wasn't working my hardest, Miss Ackley held me accountable. Because Miss Ackley didn't give up on me like so many others, I was able to get into Hartford Tech. I'll be graduating middle school with so much more confidence in my abilities than I ever thought I ever would have. But one thing I will not be able to leave middle school with is Miss Ackley. I will definitely shed a tear when I move to high school because no one will ever come close to her. No one will ever care about me the way she did, and no one will ever believe in me the way she believed in me. But I can say she gave me the skills I need to be successful, and for that, I am forever grateful. Miss Ackley, you really are the best teacher.
Next, I am pleased to introduce you to Carrie Bauer, mathematics teacher at Aberdeen High School. Carrie Bauer has been a secondary education teacher in Hartford County for 17 years and worked in education for 23 years. Carrie earned her Bachelor of Science in Mathematics from Elizabethtown College in 1998 and a Master of Arts in Education from McDaniel College in 2003. She has served as department chairperson and a member of the school improvement team. Carrie was also a finalist for Teacher of the Year in 2006. She volunteers her time as the coordinator for the Glamour Gals Club at school, volunteers with youth at church, and is a proud mother of 2 boys. Mrs. Bauer was nominated by her school's entire administration team. Former student Jayla Fallard will now share her appreciation of Mrs. Bauer's dedication.
Hi, my name is Jayla Fallard, and this video is for Ms. Bauer, who is a very kind and incredible woman, and she's a great teacher. I'm very appreciative of her. I'm very thankful for everything that she has done for me from freshman year to now, and I'll be a senior next year, which is a long time. When I first had Ms. Bauer, she helped me get through that class, and honestly, I'm not a big math fan, so the fact that I actually was enjoying class and wanted to go back to talk to Ms. Bauer years later says a lot about the teacher, and I think the teacher's pretty great. We did things like Pi Day parties, we did things like after school help, during school help, which means like during lunch, and after school help. And that's something I'm very appreciative of because there's a lot of times, I've had to reschedule or things have had to change because things happen. She's very flexible and she has always welcomed people who needed help with open arms. And I'm very appreciative of that because I consider myself very shy. I get nervous and she has never made me feel uncomfortable about asking for help or it's made me feel bad about the fact that I wasn't understanding everything the same way that other students were, which is something I'm very appreciative of. Ms. Bauer has a great personality. She made lessons very fun, and she just checks up on me still to this day to make sure that I'm getting everything done that I need to do, because now that we're online, you start to feel like, oh, I don't need to do this, I don't need to do this, I'll do this later, and you start to procrastinate. She's made sure I've stayed on top of all my schoolwork, She has made sure that I'm turning in all my assignments. I'm very thankful for that. She's a great teacher, and I will continue to recommend her to anybody that is doing math. I'm very grateful for her. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me, Miss Bauer.
Our third finalist that we will recognize this evening is Lauren Bird, first grade teacher at Hickory Elementary School. Lauren Bird is a 17-year veteran teacher who is committed to her students' success both inside and outside of the classroom. She believes the best learning happens through meaningful relationships built with students and families. She currently teaches first grade at Hickory Elementary School. She holds a master's degree from Loyola University as a reading teacher and a bachelor's degree in early childhood and elementary education from Juniata College. She has partnered with the Instructional Technology Team and English Language Arts Department to work on pilot programs, curriculum teams, and teacher leadership committees to help serve the students and teachers of Harford County. Mrs. Bird was nominated by the Turner family. Let's listen to former student Chloe Gibbons as she describes what makes Mrs. Bird so special.
Encouraging, to give someone confidence. Creative, to relate to or involve imagination or original ideas. Helpful, to give help. All of these words have one thing in common, and that is that they describe Mrs. Bird. Mrs. Bird was my first grade teacher. When I found out that the new teacher at Hickory Elementary was going to be my teacher, I was a bit nervous. My brothers had been students at Hickory, so I knew many of the teachers. Who is Mrs. Bird? At sneak a peek, all of my worries turned into an abundant amount of excitement. Her classroom was amazing. I knew this Mrs. Bird had to be equally as amazing, and that she was. Mrs. Bird is the kind of teacher that goes above and beyond for her students. She was new to teaching first grade when I was in her class. She took the time to find books for her classroom library that were on my reading level. Mrs. Bird has a special way that makes everyone feel welcomed and loved. The amount of confidence she instills in each of her students is something that I will never forget. Mrs. Bird has a way of teaching that not only makes school fun, but makes you want to learn. Mrs. Bird is one of the most extremely patient teachers. She never shows frustration and is always willing to help. She has a way of teaching that is unique, creative, and is like no other. All of the skills, confidence, and love for learning that I took away from my year with Mrs. Bird has helped me excel in elementary school. I know that they will also help me through the tough times ahead in middle school and beyond. Mrs. Bird, thank you. Thank you for just being you, not only to me, but to all of the students that are lucky enough to have you as a teacher.
Next, we are thrilled to introduce Kimberly Perotti, a third grade teacher at Homestead Wakefield Elementary School. Kim Perotti is in her 26th year with Harford County Public Schools and is currently a third grade teacher at Homestead Wakefield Elementary. Mrs. Perotti has spent 19 years in the classroom, 7 years mentoring new hires, and 1 year acting in an administrative role. She has her bachelor's degree and an administration certificate from Towson University and a master's degree in special education from Loyola College in Maryland. Mrs. Perotti is driven by the desire to get students to recognize their strengths and to believe in themselves. Building positive relationships with students and parents is her primary focus each school year. Mrs. Perotti was nominated by the Elliott family. Student Carly Elliott will now share why she loves having Mrs. Perotti as her teacher.
She should be Teacher of the Year because she's very nice and kind. She lets everyone share about our lives and pets. She likes when I share my dog. She calls us rock stars, and she does what went well. I love Miss Perotti.
And last but not least, we are excited to introduce you to Sarah Scholl, a media specialist at Havity Grace Middle School. Sarah Scholl is in her 15th year at Havity Grace Middle School, where she serves as school librarian. She is a 2005 graduate of Elizabethtown College, where she received a degree in English education. Mrs. Scholl earned her master's degree in instructional technology with a concentration in school library media from Towson University and her Admin 1 certificate from Johns Hopkins University. A 2015 Curriculum Award winner, Mrs. Scholl writes library media curriculum and is passionate about the library field. She believes that a diverse collection with accurate representation for all students is the foundation of a strong library program. Mrs. Scholl was nominated by a group of colleagues. And now we welcome former student Ellen Benner to share her appreciation of Mrs. Scholl.
Every student deserves a teacher who is going to make them feel welcome, respected, and cared for. A teacher who will always answer your questions, make time for you if you need help, and make sure that you understand what is being taught. A teacher who will encourage ideas that may change a student's life and perspective. In my eyes and many others, I believe Ms. Scholl is a perfect example of this dream teacher. Ms. Scholl's lessons are beautifully set up. She explains everything that you're going to need to know and has visuals that list main points to accompany what she has to say. She splits up her lessons into sections so that things can be easily understood. I really appreciate this because when information is broken up, I have more time to process and retain what I'm learning about. She never hesitates to ask if anyone needs help with anything, which again is another thing that most teachers don't do. It really helps us as students know that our questions are valued and taken seriously as a whole. Ms. Scholl also makes sure that her workspaces are inclusive for students. She has comfy areas for us to help us focus, and believe me, when you're comfortable, work is going to get done. She makes sure students are on task and are able to focus on what they are doing. Ms. Scholl helps her students set and reach their goals. On top of teaching lessons, Ms. Scholl runs the library. She sets up displays for new books and has themes each month to promote great authors. She gives amazing recommendations for students who have no idea what to read. Ms. Scholl also gives us book talks about the newest items in the library and encourages us to give books a chance and discover how reading can really change you as a person. On a personal level, Ms. Scholl has helped me become a better person and organize my ideas. One specific memory I can recall is during my passion project, I researched animation. She was able to give me feedback on my project, things she liked and things that could be improved. By doing so, I learned how to stay on task, organize my ideas, and the do's and don'ts of projects. I'm extremely grateful for all that she's done for me and how she's really helped me become a stronger student and person. She's always been there for me and is making sure that I fully understand the content we are working on. Lastly, she has a sense of passion when she talks about her lessons and books. This really inspires students, including myself, to do their best. You can really see that she enjoys what she does, and most teachers seem bored with their students and their lessons, which is upsetting. But you can really see that Ms. Scholl cares about her students and she loves what she does. It really makes us as students feel like we have a purpose being in the school building. Ms. Scholl always has a smile on her face when she's teaching and welcoming you into the library. She is always very excited to see her students and ask how we've been. She talks to us not like we're strangers, but friends that she can help out. It really makes us feel like we're important and cared for. She puts a lot of time and effort into her work, and students can see that Ms. Scholl really wants us to have a good future.
We thank this year's finalists for their tireless efforts and their passion to enrich the lives of students around the county. By being named one of the 5 finalists, their outstanding leadership and superior achievements in the field of education are recognized and honored. There is no doubt that their creativity and expertise is truly transforming the future of our children. Now that you have had the chance to meet all of our finalists for the 2021 Teacher of the Year Award, let's hear about what they are going to receive as part of their recognition, courtesy of our generous business sponsors. The accolades we are sharing with our finalists tonight are just the beginning. There are many businesses in our county that have generously donated gifts to show their appreciation for the contributions made by our teachers. You've seen the names of all our business partners at the beginning of the presentation this evening, and they are also highlighted on our social media pages, but I want to bring special recognition to a few at this time. Jones Junction has partnered with us once again this year as a diamond sponsor by donating the lease of a brand new 2021 Nissan Rogue for 1 year to our winning teacher. Thank you to Mary Chance and to all of those at Jones Junction for your partnership and this amazing and generous gift for our winning teacher. Next, we have our platinum sponsors. NTA Life, a Horace Mann company, has been a long-standing sponsor and has again generously donated $2,000 to support our Teacher of the Year program, as well as gifting a big screen television for our winning teacher. The Bel Air Athletic Club has donated 1-month family memberships for each of our finalists, as well as a 3-month family membership for our winner, including personal training sessions for a total value of more than $1,850. Thank you for your continued sponsorship. Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin Robbins of Harford County donated $1,200 for the support of our program, as well as gifting a $100 gift card for our winning teacher and $50 gift cards for each finalist. We are excited to welcome them back as a returning sponsor this year. Once again, Aberdeen Proving Ground Federal Credit Union has donated a $500 gift card to the winning teacher and is giving $250 gift cards to each of the other finalists for a total amount of $1,500. We are so thankful for your continued support. And now I'd like to recognize our gold sponsors. Again this year, Dell Technologies has donated a laptop to be gifted to our Teacher of the Year. Anotria Restaurant and Grill graciously offered their support to host our candidate reception in January, and we look forward to joining them in person next year. We want to thank Freedom Federal Credit Union, who donated beautiful Kindle Fire tablet gift totes to each of our finalists. Thank you to the Harford County Public Library as a returning gold sponsor, having received a $750 donation for this year's program. Patient First generously donated $750 to support the program, and we truly appreciate their continued generosity each year. And from our silver and bronze sponsors, all our finalists are receiving numerous gifts from local restaurants and businesses. Our finalists will be busy enjoying free dinners out, trips to the salon, and fun activities like going bowling and golfing. Just to give you a better idea of the magnitude of community support for this event, more than $38,000 worth of gifts and sponsorships were donated by 35 individual businesses to this year's program. This year's winner will move on to the State Teacher of the Year competition, where they will once again receive gifts and prizes from the state. Superintendent Bolson, it's time to announce the 2021 Teacher of the Year.
I'd like to once again thank all our generous sponsors for their donations, and we hope you will continue to support this very important program that pays tribute to our master educators. The Teacher of the Year program is supported by the community each year, and their support is a true testament to the importance of the work accomplished by all our dedicated teachers in Harford County. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the 2021 Harford County Teacher of the Year is Lauren Bird. Congratulations, Lauren, on having earned the title of Harford County Teacher of the Year. What an honor to be named by your peers and supervisors as our top educator. I commend you for your hard work and for your dedication. So, Lauren, now you get the final words before we bring this exciting event to a close.
Thank you so much. To receive this honor now, when all the teachers that I know are giving 110%, is humbling. Earlier this year, I saw a quote on Facebook that said, "Be a flower. Survive the rain, but use it to grow." I think that quote beautifully sums up teachers teaching during this pandemic. In the beginning, the storm hit us without warning, and we all dug in our roots and just prayed that the storm would pass quickly. There were so many times this fall when it sure felt like all we were doing was surviving. But teachers are amazing. We never stop learning, trying, and growing. So that's what I did. It's what we all did. We grew. We have continued to make amazing things happen with our grit and determination, our unwillingness to give less than our best, and our intelligence, our knowledge, and with our hearts. It has been a difficult path, but it's led to a beautiful destination. There are so many people that I would like to thank. To the other finalists and all the amazing teachers watching here tonight, especially my Hickory family, thank you for the work that you do every day to inspire our children. Thank you for continuing to grow despite the rather harsh conditions. To my husband, thank you. Thank you for always supporting the work that I do and understanding how truly important it is to me. Without your support, I would not be able to live out my calling the way that I do. I love you so much.
Love you.
To my beautiful daughters, Aubrey and Avery, thank you. Thank you for understanding that God gave Mommy an extra large heart, one that is big enough to hold all my love for you, but also has enough room to love so many other children. Thank you for accepting that and for having such generous hearts and showing so much love and kindness to Mommy's other kids. I love you to the moon and back. To my amazing family, thank you for loving and supporting and believing in me. To my parents, Ron and Marcia, thank you for instilling a strong work ethic in me and teaching me that I can do hard things. Your unconditional love and support has allowed me to show those kindnesses to others. To my principal and vice principal, Brad Steiner and Nicole Nimmo, and all the other administrators that I've had the privilege of working with, thank you. Thank you for all the times you said yes, and not just when you hired me. Thank you for saying yes all the times I asked to try new things, for covering my classroom so that I could change into a new costume, letting me change my classroom into the jungle or the Arctic, for letting me try new things and trusting me to make smart choices. Thank you to Chris Scary and Martha Barwick for the amazing opportunities you've given me over the years to grow as an educator and to share my learning with others through curriculum writing, leadership teams, pilot programs, and professional development. I'm so grateful for the amazing relationships that I've built with so many incredible educators. I'd like to thank my amazing first grade team, Michelle Stair, Sarah Zappo, Amanda Meisen, Jill Buckley. You're some of the most beautiful flowers in my garden. Thank you for continuing to grow with me and for being such a supportive and positive light in my life. Thank you for believing in me and supporting me through this process. But most of all, thank you for loving children as much as I do. To all the other amazing teachers I've been lucky enough to work alongside, thank you for helping me grow into the teacher I am today. This honor is just as much yours as it is mine. I wouldn't be standing here without you. Guess I'm sitting here. Wouldn't be sitting here without you. A special thank you to my mentor, Jenny Merrill. You've always been one of my biggest cheerleaders, and I can hear you right now from your house saying, way to go, Birdie. Thank you for showing me the kind of teacher that I want to be. To my students, the children of my heart, thank you for being a part of my life. Each and every child that I have taught over the last 17 years has made me a better person. Chloe, thank you for your amazing speech and your kind words. They mean everything. To my amazing students this year, you are incredible. You have handled each change, each struggle, and each challenge with grace, patience, and determination. There were so many times this year when I was frustrated and felt defeated, but you reminded me of some very important words. I am smart, I am loved, and I can do hard things. This year, you have been the teachers teaching me to never give up. You inspire me, and I cannot wait to celebrate with you tomorrow. I'd like to thank Christina and Jillian and everyone behind the scenes for all of your hard work to make tonight possible and this whole experience unforgettable. Thank you, Dr. Bolson, for your kind words and your leadership during such a tough year. Thank you to all the amazing sponsors for your gracious and generous support of our teachers. I am so excited about the opportunity to represent our wonderful school district. I will do my very best to represent the many amazing teachers that we have in Harford County and highlight the amazing work that we do every single day. Thank you for the honor of being your 2021-2022 Harford County Public Schools Teacher of the Year. Have a wonderful and blessed night.
Good job, Mommy.
Thank you, Mrs. Bird. We look forward to hearing more from you as the 2021 Teacher of the Year throughout the upcoming school year. Once again, let me thank each of you for joining us this evening. I want to extend my congratulations to our 5 amazing teachers. Your students shared with us your significant impact on their lives, and it illustrates the incredible passion that you all have for motivating and preparing them for life. Please follow our Teacher of the Year as she experiences this year-long journey through her blog, which can be found on the school system website, hcps.org. Thank you and have a wonderful night.